I want to start today with a small confession.
Web3 and AI made simple. Hosted by yours truly, Riza UT.
For years, I was doing a job I didn't know I had. No contract, no title, no paycheck. And the crazy thing is, so were you. We've both been training AI every single day, and nobody told us. Welcome back to Web3 and AI Made Simple. We are 3 episodes into season 2 now, and I hope you've been feeling what I've been feeling. That season is going somewhere different, somewhere deeper. Episode 1, we asked if AI can think for you. Why should you still learn? Episode 2, Ian and I talked about the relationship most people have with social media and why building only on platforms you don't own is a risky strategy. Today, on this episode 3, we're pulling back a curtain that most people don't even know exists. And by the end of this episode, you will never look at the CAPTCHA, a photo tag, a search result, or an autocomplete suggestion that's the same way again. Here is the question we're sitting with today. You are already training AI. You just don't know it. So what does it that actually mean for you? Let me take it back something you've probably done 100 times. You're on a website. Maybe you're trying to log in or buy something or access a form. And before you can continue, a little box pops up. Please select at the images that contain a traffic light or crosswalk or a storefront or a bicycle. You do it. You click the right squares. You move on. That interaction, it's called CAPTCHA. And for a long time, people understood it as a security measure, a way for websites to confirm you're a human and not a bot or a robot. And that part is actually true. But here's what most people don't know. Every time you correctly identified those traffic lights and crosswalks and storefronts, on that square, you were labeling images for AI training datasets. You were teaching machine learning models to recognize objects in the real world. You were doing the work that makes self-driving cars, surveillance systems, and image recognition technologies possible. You were, in the most literal sense, an AI trainer. And you never signed up for that role. You never even get paid. You even never knew the job existed. Now, let's sit for just a moment because it doesn't stop there. You know, let me walk you through the other ways you've been contributing to AI every single day without realizing it. The first one is your search behavior. Every time you type something into Google and then click on a result, or don't click or scroll past, you are giving Google information about what a good search result looks like. That feedback shapes the algorithm. Your choices are training data. The second one is your voice. If you're still, if you're used Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, or any voice activated tool, your recordings have likely been used to improve those systems. The way you phrase questions, your accent, the corrections you make when it gets something wrong, all of it goes back into the model. The third one is your corrections. When you correct a typo on your phone and your phone suggested the wrong word, first, that correction teaches the system what the right prediction should have been. Multiply that by billions of users over years, and you start to understand how language models learn to predict what you're going to say next. Fourth one is your reactions. Every like, every share, every time you watch a video, all the way through, or stop it after 5 seconds, every thumbs up, every thumbs down, every was this review helpful? Click. These are all signals. They are feedback being fed into recommendation systems, content moderation models, and ranking algorithms. You've been a data labeler, a voice trainer, a language teacher, and a preference analyst, all without knowing it, all without compensation. Now, here's the question I want to sit with you on. Is that okay? I'm genuinely asking because I think the answer is complicated. And on one hand, those AI systems have produced things that are genuinely useful: navigation that works, translation that connects people, accessibility tools that read the word to people who can't see. You can see it. Medical imaging that catches cancer earlier. These are real goods. And your contribution, our collective contribution, helped build them. On the other hand, the companies that capture that contribution built hundreds of billions of dollar businesses on it. And the people who provided the foundational labor, you, us, receive no share of that value. In Web3, there is a concept that speaks directly to this. It is called data sovereignty. Sovereignty? Sovereignty. The idea that individuals should have the right to own, to control, and even be compensated for the data and contributions they generate. It's the same ownership principle from season one, but applied to something even more personal than your social media post. It's applied to your behavior, your voice, your choices, your attention. And here's what genuinely exciting and new. There are emerging platforms in Web3 space being built right now where users do receive compensation from their data contributions, where your labeled images and your voice patterns and your preferences are treated as assets you own, not data points that are harvested from you. We're not fully there yet, but the direction is clear. The question is, will you be aware enough to participate intentionally when those options arrive, or will you still be clicking CAPTCHAs without knowing what you're really doing? That's the difference awareness makes. Let me give you one more layer to this. It's not just about compensation, it's about power. The AI systems that are making decisions about your life right now, which job applications get filtered in or out, which loan applications get approved, which medical symptoms get flagged, those systems were trained on data like yours. When you understand that you are a contributor to these systems, you start seeing yourself differently in a relation to them, not as a passive recipient of an AI decision, but as someone who has a skin in the game. And that shift from passive to aware is one of the most important shifts I want season two to create for you. Here is what I want you to walk away with today. You are not separate from AI. You are not just a person who uses AI tools. You are and have been for years a contributor of the AI systems that are shaping the world. Your data, your behavior, your corrections, your attention, they are inputs in the one of the most consensual technological developments in human history. That's not small. That's extraordinary. And yes, that's extraordinary. And yes, it happened without your full knowledge or consent. That worth acknowledging honestly, but the response to that isn't rage or helplessness. The response is awareness. Awareness is the first step to agency. And agency in a world increasingly shaped by AI is one of the most valuable things you can cultivate. So the next time someone asks you to solve the CAPTCHA, you can smile quietly to yourself because now you know what you're actually doing. And knowing, that's the beginning of everything. Thank you so much for being here. This episode is one I've been wanting to make for a long time. Share it with someone who uses the internet every day, which is everyone you know. Next Tuesday, we're talking about something that's going to feel very personal and very financial at the same time. The $9,000 you've been paying without ever writing a single check. It involves every free app you've ever loved. And by the end of it, you will finally understand what free actually costs. Stay curious, stay grounded, and stay human. I'll see you on Tuesday.